Hey guys, what's up? It's Ricardo, DFW, Junk Guys, Junk Removal Service. And yes, I'm still in Las Vegas. I just got off the phone with some gentleman. And he wants to start a junk removal service in Honolulu, Hawaii. So I get into about an hour conversation about him, about starting a business in Hawaii. And what are the benefits of having a business, a junk removal service, and what are the small businesses that come out of it? The three biggest businesses that come out of junk removal, other than just picking up trash, that can also make you money. So let's get into it. So, what are some of the benefits of having a junk removal service? Well, let's talk about the first one. And of course, that is recycling. So every time you go to someone's house and they have a appliance or anything that's metal, anything that's made of steel or aluminum or copper, anything, that is beneficial to you. So there's money to be made on the end of that. Of course, taking it to the recycling center and making money. Now, I will tell you that recycling is on a 25-year low. It's never been as bad as it is right now. And most people are getting about 2 to 3 cents per pound. But it is still money when you have a lot of appliances. So that is a big thing, guys. Recycling appliances, recycling just anything when you go to someone's house, recycling fencing, recycling the motors on a hot tub, those things count. Every little piece counts. You know, a few years ago, 2.5 years ago, you used to take a refrigerator to the recycling center and easily make $8 or $9 off of it. Now you take a fridge to the recycling center and you're lucky if you get $1 or $2 for it. So recycling's really down right now, but if you have a lot of fridges, it's worthwhile. So here at Junk Guys, we don't recycle as much as we want to, like we used to recycle, but we have started back up just to the fact that we're trying to cut more costs and have more profit on the deep end. So we've started just recently, and I'm saying, when I say recently, I'm talking about the last few weeks, we just started recycling, and I'm gonna tell you, we have about 40 or 50 refrigerators just sitting on the lot. So there it is, guys. That's the first benefit that you'll see when you are when you are doing a junk removal service. One of the biggest benefits is recycling. So let's get to number 2. Another benefit of having a junk removal service, easily and by far, is the reselling of items that you find. Items like, for instance, a good couch or a good refrigerator or anything that, you know, especially estate sales. You know, we get a lot of estate sales when someone passes away or they just want to get rid of everything. A son inherits it, or a father-in-law or son-in-law or something like that. Someone inherits a piece of property and they just want to get rid of everything. And that's where we come in. We go in there and we remove all the good stuff. And we're talking about just from anything, a water heater that's good, that you can be resellable, like I said, a couch or a washer and dryer are easy sells. So that is another big part of a business, reselling anything that you get. Now, us here at Junk Guys, we do resell a few things, but not much. Not like what we donate. We donate about 70% of anything that we get, and the rest of it, we try to sell it if it's more valuable to us. But it is a big part of the business, and a lot of people need to realize that when you're doing junk removal, reselling is a totally different part of the business, and it takes a lot of time. What we've been doing is actually posting most of our resellable items on Facebook Marketplace. We used to do it on Craigslist, but we don't do that anymore, because on Facebook Marketplace, I'll be honest, it flies like hotcakes. So it's a big old market for us to do any of our selling on Facebook. Facebook leads the way for us right now as I'm standing here, guys. So what are the two businesses so far? It's recycling and number two, reselling. But what's the third one? And we're gonna get into that right now. And number three, what is another benefit that junk removal helps you out with? Well, guys, easily, it's actually subcontracting work. I subcontract work a lot, actually. And how do I do that? Well, let's say I have a contract job that I'm just too far from doing. So what I do is I hire someone else to go actually do the job, pay them money, then I charge my contractor a little higher. So for instance, last week we had a mattress behind a shopping center, and I sent someone else to go get it. I think it was Vic. I sent Vic to go. I paid Vic what I usually charge, $75, and that's what I charge him. But I charged the customer $150, and I made extra money off of it. There's a lot of things you can do when you subcontract jobs, but you gotta be able to do it right. Here's another instance that I had when I subcontracted another job. And this is the point where the audio went out on my GoPro. So I'm just gonna do a complete voiceover on this last 2 minutes of this video, guys. If y'all don't mind, here we go. So the other subcontracting job that I did was about 2 weeks ago. It was a job in Fort Worth where a landlord had called me and told me the tenants bailed out on him, didn't complete paying rent, and left all the trash and all the furniture and appliances behind. Seriously, when I got to this house in Fort Worth, it was a complete mess, and it was just really, really bad. So I turned around and I told the guy that it would be at least $2,000 to clean up the house. And he told me this: if you can get it done by tomorrow, the job is yours. The problem is the landlord didn't know that I was all booked up tomorrow, and I had a bigger job, more than $2,000 job in Mesquite, Texas. So that's when I decided I got to make a decision. Knowing that the estimate was at least $2,000, what I ended up doing was calling another junk removal company. I subcontracted the work, but I didn't tell him that. So I called up #1 rated junk removal out of Fort Worth. That's actually their name. It's called #1 rated junk removal. I called these guys up and I told them, would you go over to the house and give me an estimate? Get this, guys. He goes over to the house and he gives an estimate of this: $900. And at that point I said, dude, get it done for me. Of course, they didn't have any work, so he finishes the job in 1 day. He's there until 6 p.m. and I meet him that night. I go over to his house and I meet him that night and I pay him $900 cash. I mean, honestly, I just paid him $900 cash. I turn around to the next day and I go to the landlord and I told him, hey, I completed the job, and he writes me a check for $2,000. I actually netted $1,100 off a job that I never even touched. So guys, that's how you subcontract work. I'm leaving Vegas in a few minutes, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe over to the right side, and on the left side, check out my other videos.